Bowden, and I am here in our Omaha call center with Rick Oliver. Hi, Rick.
Hello.
Rick had a record-breaking month in March. 40 submitted credit cards, 30 approved. Awesome, awesome. Number one Mastercard rep for call center. Rick, can you tell us how you do it?
I think one of the keys of my success with what I do is consistency. Generally, I try to kind of approach every customer with their situation and present them with what would fit for them as far as what they're doing, whether it's an auto payment for premium or if it's a membership, or really exactly what would fit them the best for the MasterCard, and then consistency with that every day of the week.
So, which card do you find members respond more to? The Dollars Plus card or Dollars card? Or?
I would have to say probably the 321 card is probably the one that I offer the most. I do come across customers that do have the 321 card. I might approach them with the other card as well, if they already have one, or maybe if they have another member that's like on their membership that's eligible for a card. So
that's right. Yeah. Everybody can have one. They can have both too.
Exactly.
Thank you for being a AAA member with us. And also, just want to let you know that we're offering our AAA Dollars MasterCard where you can get 3% back whenever you use it to make your insurance payment premiums. Would you be interested in applying for that today? Okay, I'll be happy to get you over to one of our credit card specialists, but let me go ahead and take care of your changes first, and then I'll transfer you at the end of the call.
Communication with you over the telephone. That'll take about 10 to 15 minutes, so I just want to let you know up front. Okay. Yes, sir. I will hold one and I get you right over there.
Would you like to use your AAA Dollars MasterCard today?
Good afternoon. I'm here with Greg in CSC. Greg, it's my understanding that you closed out a MasterCard through a warm transfer earlier this week. I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
Great. Well, it was actually a great call. The insured had 3 policies with us and he wanted to look at ways to save money. So I explained to him that he can actually get 3% cash back by using the AAA credit card. And so at that point in time, I asked him, could I transfer him over? Told him it would take about 10 to 15 minutes. And he gave me permission to transfer him over and he applied for the credit card.
Perfect. Good afternoon. I'm here with Brenda Washington in CSC in Tampa. Brenda has 11 MasterCards year to date. Brenda, just for record purposes, do you get any face-to-face time with the members that you're selling these MasterCards to?
No, just over the phone.
So how are you doing it?
Well, basically, I'm just listening to the customers. If they're calling in about the payment, they can't make the payment because they don't get paid till a certain date. And that's when I introduced the AAA MasterCard. I tell them, did you know AAA offer two MasterCards where you can get 3% back whenever you use it to pay your insurance premiums. And that's money going back in your pocket. And it frees you up from having to wait until you get paid. You can use that MasterCard to make the payment, and then you have 30 days to pay that bill off when it comes in.
So they're incentivized to use that as a method of payment, and essentially if they're paying it off, they're not incurring any fees to do so.
Exactly.
Hello and thank you for joining us. My name is Marcos. I'm the insurance manager for the Brandon, Florida office. And here I have with me Dave Casawes, an insurance agent from Brandon, Florida as well. Dave, we are here today because of the success you've had with credit cards and that you are having with credit cards. Last year, you ended the year with 77 credit cards. That's including a transfer from one branch to another. This year, you're at 47 credit cards year to date. So you are on pace to outdo what you did last year. We truly appreciate your efforts, but the question that we have is, what are you doing?
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Marcos. The most important thing is I make sure that it's a part of every conversation that I have. No matter what our members come in for, I'm going to bring up the credit card, whether it's for a payment, for a membership, whatever it is that they may want, because our customers and our members need that. They need to know what all we offer.
Awesome. I hear some good things there. We'll recap a little bit later at the end. So now that we understand what you're doing, why is the MasterCard, the AAA Dollars MasterCard, so important to you personally?
Well, quite frankly, it's because I get paid. We get $30 every time we get an approved credit card. I've got 2 kids in college. Believe me, they're not cheap. And this is a great way for me to help put extra money in my pocket and at the same time help our members to see the value of AAA.
So let's talk about that. When you talk about helping the value, helping our members, how is it exactly, and how have you come to appreciate the fact that this Mastercard helps our members?
Well, just the simple benefits alone. They're going to get 3% back, not just on anything they buy here at AAA, like insurance or things like that, but also with any insurance company. So even if they do go someplace else, they're still going to get those rewards back. Now, obviously, we want them to stay here with us. It's helped in the sense, too, that it allows me to offer more paid-in-full policies. That helps my retention on my policies a lot. Whenever the member doesn't have to think about, okay, it's time for me to make a decision, do I pay my monthly insurance bill or do I do something else with that money, that's a risk that a policy could lapse. If it's paid in full for 6 months, we don't have to think about it. It's done. And the nice thing is when I do that and set them up on automatic renewal, they just keep on renewing over and over and over again. So as a result, it definitely benefits the member, and it also benefits me as well.
Okay. Now, Dave, I've sat down with many of our agents in different branches, and the number one thing is we get obstacles, we get objections. How can we overcome this as agents?
Okay. You know, the number one objection I always hear is, I have too many credit cards already, or I have enough credit cards, or I don't want any more credit cards. Same thing. And I get that. I'm the same way. I've got a pocket full of them too. But what I find is that I begin the conversation by trying to overcome the objection before the objection begins.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So I just say it just like that. Hey, Marcos, I understand. You've got a lot of credit cards. So do I. But you came in today looking for ways to save yourself money. Here's a great opportunity for me to help you do that.
Okay, so nice. Using this, our sheet right here?
I do. So I believe in visual aids, okay? So we kind of determine which card we're gonna go with, which one's gonna work better for them. Yeah, everybody likes the 3%, but they may not be able to pay the balance in full. We don't wanna do our members a disservice by setting up a lot of finance charges. So we'd offer the 0%. If they go for the 3% and like that a lot, then what I do is I pull out my calculator, I do the math. So say, for example, it's a $1,500 policy. I mention, of course, they're gonna get the $100 bonus in there. And then I literally turn the calculator around and say, so how much would you get back?
$145.
And I try very hard to make them say it.
Okay, I see.
All right, because if it's a real number as opposed to some obscure 3%, it's gonna have real meaning to them. It's hard to walk away from $145.
Okay, I like the way you think, Dave. So just to recap, in summary, I'm a new agent. I just came out of the AOB, the training for agents or for new hires for travel. What recommendation do you have for me as far as to be successful in offering the credit card?
Well, like with anything, Marcos, consistency. The more we do things the right way every time and doing it every time, we're going to be successful at it. When it comes to credit cards, we have to offer it to every member. If we don't, it's discriminatory. There's just no other way around that. And also, why wouldn't we? As I mentioned, I get paid really well to sell credit cards. It makes sense for me to offer and sell as many as I possibly can.
Excellent. So what I like about our conversation we've had today, and thank you, Dave, for sitting down with us and answering these questions. What I like about what we've discussed, what I was hearing is, number one, as an agent, I want to be consistent. Offer to everyone. They deserve that reward. They deserve that discount towards their policy. It's a reward that they'll get on their credit card. Everyone deserves that. Be consistent with it, and as we become more and more consistent with it, you'll start seeing that we'll start picking up different tidbits, maybe visual aids, the calculator, showing them the real numbers, our charts here in front of them, showing them exactly how they can spend and get rewards back. We thank all of you for joining us, and of course, again, Dave, we thank you, and we look forward to the success that you have with your credit card offers.